Hey, this is Josh from Upright Health, and I am here with Kristen, and today we are going to talk about a common error that we see in the deadlift. Now, when people come into Upright Health, we generally, if they're beginners or if they've never deadlifted before, then we usually always start them off on a kettlebell, okay? Just because a kettlebell is very easy to learn on. So if you're trying to learn how to deadlift properly, then I would suggest starting on a kettlebell or a dumbbell or something like that. So the problem that we see a lot of the time is that when people come in and we say, hey, we want you to pick up this kettlebell off the floor, what they'll do is they'll bend their knees way far forward and they'll kind of keep really upright here. And then when they go ahead and lift this, all this pressure is on the knees, and the back, even though it's upright, it's really in a very unstable position, okay? Even though you might think because it's straight up, it is more stable, it's actually at more of a risk to, tweak something and then develop some type of pain, okay? So we're gonna talk about some cues and some ways that we can fix this deadlift pattern, okay? So now the first thing is we want to start in a good position, okay? So Kristen is gonna start upright, she's gonna get tension in her abs and she's gonna squeeze her butt. Now from here, she wants to drive her hips backwards, okay? And she's gonna drive them back to almost get parallel with the floor. Then she's gonna sink and bend at the knees, and she's gonna keep the weight on her heels, okay? Now that's very important, especially when you're first learning to deadlift. Keeping the weight on your heels is going to keep those hips moving backwards. It's hard to move forward if your weight is on the heels, right? So I'll show you a little technique that I'll use with some of my clients. If they're really having trouble getting this and they're coming knees forward, I'll just simply put my hand here, block their knees from coming forward, and now they have to load those hips up and use those butt muscles and those hamstrings like we want to use them, right? Let's do one more. Good. So when Kristen's down in this hinged forward position here, and she has tension in her abs and her butt, then basically her back is very safe, and what she's going to be doing is she's going to be using her hip muscles to power her way up rather than having to use that back, which we never really want to do. All right. Okay guys, I hope that helps. If you are having any trouble with your deadlift, then try this out, see if this might help you. Some of these simple cues make a ton of difference, all right? So remember that pain sucks.
Life shouldn't.